It has now been determined that a 15-year-old black female child was in fact racially targeted when strip searched at her school. And when I tell you strip searched, they were so egregious that this child has not been okay ever since. Let me give you the background. Black female child was strip searched without parental consent. This now has been deemed as racially influenced. Let's put up a picture of the mayor of London who has now come out and spoken publicly. That is Sadiq Khan, mayor of London. Sadiq Khan has called for the Metropolitan Police officers to be charged with gross misconduct. Let's put up a picture of the former chief. That chief right there resigned. That's Dame Cressida Dick. Stepped down last month, okay? After Khan made it clear that he had no confidence in her leadership following a litany of scandals and controversies involving sexual harassment, misogyny, discrimination by the cops under her. According to The Guardian, the black child was subjected by police to a strip search at her London school that involved exposure of intimate body parts. According to an official investigation which found racism was likely to have been an influencing factor in the officer's actions. When you read the details of what they did, this was not a strip search. This was child molestation. This was sexual assault of a minor. Well, the incident occurred in December of 2020. No appropriate adult was present during the 15-year-old girl's ordeal, described by senior local authority figure as humiliating, traumatizing, and utterly shocking, and which took place without parental consent and in the knowledge that she was on her cycle. Now, let me bring that chief's picture back up, okay? Right? The chief could have done something. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think these cops knew exactly what they were doing. I think these cops and their actions were intentional. I think race is involved, but I also think perversion is at play here as well. She was made to strip naked, to spread her legs, to use her hands to spread her butt cheeks, and then to cough. She was menstruating. That's according to family members. The police insisted that she take off her bloody pad and would not let her go to the toilet to clean up. Then they made her reuse the same pad. Now, that's tough to say, right? That's tough to hear. Some of you may even turn off this broadcast now. Some of you may stop watching. Imagine what she went through. And because she had to go through that, we are going to have to tell her story properly so that justice can be served and the monsters who did this to her can be exposed. That's our obligation to her. No politics involved. I don't care what your political ideology is. If you are not struck, if your soul has not been rattled by what you just heard, you don't have one. There's more. Why did they put this child through this? Well, police were called by teachers who told the Review that they believed she was smelling strongly of cannabis and suspected she was carrying drugs, but none were found during the search. A rumor spread around the school suggesting this innocent girl was a drug dealer. Not true. The damning report said Having considered the context of the incident, the views of those engaged in the review and the impact felt by child Q and her family, racism, whether deliberate or not, was likely to have been an influencing factor in the decision to undertake a strip search. 4 officers, including 2 women, carried out the search of this child. In the report, the teachers had to remain outside of the room. One of 8 findings includes school staff deferring to the authority of the police on their arrival at school. It added, they should have been more challenging to the police, seeking clarity about the actions they intended to take. I agree. Now, for all of those teachers who actually have a duty to protect those children, shame on you. Shame on you. You allowed them to violate this child. Part of the guilt rests with you. I don't give a damn what anyone else says. I'm telling you, you are part to blame here, and you know it. Child Q's ordeal got worse by the fact that it happened on school property. Now, I want to explain the difference between rejection and betrayal. Most of us will experience significant rejection in the journey of our lives. Very few of us will experience betrayal. See, betrayal can only happen when someone who is designed to be your caregiver, who is entrusted to never do something like that to you, do. Those teachers betrayed her, the authorities betrayed her. She was only a 15-year-old girl. The child's mother said in the statement provided for the review that her daughter had been searched by the police and was asked to go back into an exam without any teacher asking her about how she felt, knowing what she had just gone through. They found nothing and told her to go right back in. The child's maternal aunt said her niece had turned from a happy-go-lucky girl to a timid recluse who hardly spoke to her. She was now so traumatized that she's self-harming and she requires therapy. She's hurting herself because she blames herself. According to the Child Safeguarding Review, in 2020, 2021, in the Central East Basic Command Unit of the police, 25 children under the age of 18 were strip searched or further searched. To use Metropolitan Police terminology, most of the searches, 88%, were negative. They found nothing. And only 2 of the children searched were white. Only 2 were white. That's the danger of systemic racism, implicit bias, policies that do not seek to remedy the extreme application of biased behavior by those in authority. It was only a matter of time before something like this happened because they never checked their systems. They never bothered to do so. Mr. Wiggins, thoughts?
And just to further clarify what you mean by bias is that what we know about drug use, in particular weed, is being used and sold by white and black people at very similar rates.
That's right.
But one race of people is criminalized heavier. That stigma is added to black people. So in a situation where they felt like they smelled cannabis on a 15-year-old girl, searching her belongings and not finding it, going beyond that to search her, I can't ration in my mind how important it was to find weed to violate another human being. And I don't want to bury this either, because you said there was 4 cops involved with this, and that's what the Guardian reported. Because typically when we hear situations like this, it's like one bad apple, right?
Yeah.
One. We have 4.
That's right.
In addition to probably operating off of a system or bylaws to enable them to do such a thing. So this bad apple spoiling the whole bunch thing, I'm assuming the whole bunch has an issue because of something like this. And I can only hope that the other individuals who hear about this are calling those 4 officers out, taking a stand against those officers, letting them know that that's not okay.
Yeah, we're gonna follow. We're gonna follow this story. We're gonna follow up with this story. We're going to expose those who were involved.